This is Umar for BoxNation. We're in Manchester. I hate to do this every time on BoxNation with Eddie Hearn, but are you wearing Hearn again?
I'm wearing Hearn, yeah.
So am I.
They looked after me, to be fair. Love it. The shoes are absolutely bang on. Got myself about a dozen pairs of shoes. You will see me in Arnie tomorrow and at the show on Saturday night. It's the new me in Arnie.
Thanks to you, I got about £800 worth of Arnie stuff there.
A touch.
So thank you very much. If they don't do a brand deal with you now, I don't know.
No, I'm good. I like it. I have no financial benefit from Arnie, but I like good products and I appreciate good quality. And I'm giving them plenty of plugs that would normally cost hundreds of thousands of pounds. But good luck to the boys, because it's very good.
It's Arn, by the way.
Is it Arn?
Yeah, we got slaughtered for saying Arnie.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit like DAZN, isn't it?
What did people used to call it?
DAZN. Or DAZN.
Andy Ruiz said Dan,
Yeah, I
the
know.
broadcaster that
Fantastic.
changes life.
Yeah, fantastic.
Eddie, a fantastic fight in Manchester. Zelfa Barrett, as you said, finally gets the headline at the AO Arena. Do you see Jordan Gill as a slight favourite in this or not?
Do you know what? I keep thinking about who is the favourite. I really have no idea, and I think that's a great sign of how good the fight is. Jordan's got this real underlying confidence and belief, and I saw it before the Conlon fight, but I just presumed that he was just thinking it was going to be his last fight. But he looked sensational in camp, looked great in the fight, and again, they go into this fight, Ben Davidson and the team, and Barry, with a big belief that they win. Zelfa, very slick, punches very hard, awkward at times, headlining in his hometown. Both guys in an identical position of wanting to fight for the world title, but really need to win this fight. It's a pure 50-50 fight. It's a great domestic fight at world level, and I have absolutely no idea how it's going to go.
When you look at Ben Davidson's gym and some of the incredible rises we've seen, like Lee Wood, for example, Jordan Gill could emulate that, do you think?
Yeah, I think that those guys arguably are at a similar level. You know, like they were guys who were British level, and then the Conlon win is massive for him. This win would be huge. I don't know what it is. Yeah, obviously, Ben's a very good trainer, but there's obviously a great sense of belief there in terms of what you're doing. And he does get people striking harder. I mean, Lee Wood could always punch, but has turned into a very, very big puncher. I know AJ could always punch, but he's punching harder than ever. He's punching through the target. And now Barry and those guys telling me Jordan Gill's hit him really hard. He's never really been a concussive puncher, but you saw him hurt Conlon repeatedly in Belfast, and apparently doing it in the gym a lot. So there's a lot to be said about confidence, and there's a lot to be said about believing in yourself as a fighter. And one thing Ben seems to be doing very well is putting a game plan together and getting the fighter believing in themselves.
I remember when he had Tyson and Billy Joe, when Ben kind of first emerged on the scene, he was actually labelled as a negative defensive coach. You remember?
Yeah, I mean,
it's changed now.
Yeah, it was a while ago, wasn't it? Ben was very inexperienced there. I remember seeing Ben for the first time. He popped up in a corner, didn't he? Was it in Scotland when Billy Joe fought?
Akavov.
Yeah, and I think people were saying, he's out of his depth. Who is this kid? I think it's pretty plain to see Ben Davidson is an outstanding coach. You don't achieve what he's achieved at that level by fluking it. And sometimes you have ability, and it just takes time and experience to become as good as he's done. So he's obviously always been a good coach, but you need the experience in big-time boxing to have that calmness, to have that knowledge. Lee Wiley seems like a brilliant addition as well, the way they break down fights.
Barry.
Barry's an unsung hero, really, because you need... Barry also brings a little bit of that atmosphere, normality, and get up. He's a very happy-go-lucky individual who's also a very good coach, on the conditioning side, and you need that character in the gym, that just can keep everybody motivated and happy and smiling. And Barry's done an amazing job with Jordan Gill.
Clearly Anthony's loving life down there as well. Nearly took Ben Davidson's head off.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Spoke to him today, as I always say, but genuinely did in the car. I haven't spoke to him for a couple of weeks, actually, but spoke to him on the way just to check in and just training. Love, enjoying it. And, I think he's really rediscovered the love down there in that gym. And You know, they always say a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. I think it's a good example.
Spoke to Spencer Brown yesterday in Morecambe. Tyson had a media day, and he said we've got a two-way rematch clause with Alexander Usyk. It's going to take an absolute fortune for anything to change there. And even if Fury Usyk, the first one's a great fight, the fans will demand the rematch. So it was kind of responded to your comments about Joshua.
I think, I say a lot, and Spencer Brown, I saw in an interview where he said, there's only a tiny, tiny chance that it could be AJ against Fury next. And it just reminded me of the film Dumb and Dumber when he said, so you're telling me there's a chance? So, by the way, Dumb and Dumber is not a reference to Spencer, who is, as I call him now, the UK's Al Heyman, and a very good operator in the sport. And he's right, to be honest with you. He is right. There is a two-way contract. And I saw him say, I don't think Usyk will pull out the rematch. And I know Fury won't. So unless someone comes in and says, guys, I'm really sorry, but this is what we want to do now, it's not happening. And I don't know if that's even possible. So, yeah, I mean, for me, all I said was, if AJ beats Ngannou and Fury beats Usyk, the whole world is going to be desperate to see AJ against Fury.
As we got to Morecambe yesterday, everyone was actually talking about yourself, Mick Hennessy, and Boxer. So I just want to clarify something with yourself. Hennessy Sports put out that statement regarding stop spreading misinformation. It's got nothing to do with Boxer and Ben Shalom.
Didn't say it did.
I guess it's that duck emoji you put at the end.
Oh, so it is a duck. If it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. And also, by the way, what else is it? Come on. Who wants to see Isaac Chamberlain against Sislak? Fucking horrific. And you got a massive domestic fight there, a really good fight that we wanted to see. But all I'm saying, the reason that I put the tweet out and the reason that I was frustrated is because why do you leave it to the day of the purse bid? And I saw Mick say, well, it was just, we literally made the decision an hour before. No, you didn't. You would never fight in Isaac Chamberlain because you know you get beat. Cheavon Clarke, because you know you get beat. And it's the 5th time this has happened to our fighters in 5 ordered fights domestically.
Did your team drive down to Cardiff?
Yes, of course. By the way, Mick said, oh, you could have just sent it in the post. No, thank you. We don't operate like that. I don't send bids to get lost in the post. I send someone down to hand deliver it. And that's what, I wasn't bothered about someone went down there. I don't care, it weren't me. But it's just annoying because 2 months ago that fight was ordered. So we've stopped Chev from fighting on other cards because that fight's been ordered. So you're messing around with Chev's career. Now, as it happens, he's going to be on a massive card and hopefully fighting for the British title. But, yeah, it just, I don't like the way that people keep pulling out on the day of a purse bid.
Isaac Chamberlain then said, cry some more, I'm going for bigger things. We ain't dancing to your tune, you silver spoon baby.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit personal, isn't it? I think he's an absolute prick, to be honest with you, for saying that. But, I like Isaac. He's, Isaac, I just replied, you're clueless or something like that.
Yeah.
And he is, because he just gets told stuff. He don't really know what he's doing. If he knew how much I was bidding yesterday, he'd be sick on the floor.
Was it a career high payday for Isaac?
Absolutely. More than a career high payday. But it's all right, because someone told you you're going to fight Sislak instead. And he probably ain't even going to fight Sislak. He's probably going to fight Vidal Riley or whatever.
It's a decent fight, yeah?
Yeah, it's a decent fight. For what, though? For the WBC International Silver. I mean, but, I don't want to roll the dice. And, yeah, I don't know, like maybe he didn't like my duck emoji, but very personal from Isaac.
Ooh. So just to clarify, you did not mention Boxer or Ben Shalom in this at all yesterday?
Okay. I said another one that pulls out. I didn't say another boxer. But by the way, Boxer and Ben Shalom have promoted his last, how many fights? 6?
I think since he linked up with Hennessy on
so
Sky, yeah.
They're effectively with Boxer, but whatever. I didn't say another Boxer fighter, but it's all the same thing, What do you think? What do you think? Mick Hennessy is going to do the fight with Sislak? Or do you think Mick Hennessy is going to promote a Isaac Chamberlain fight? No, Sky is, but, it is what it is, baby. We're just out here fucking on another level, to be honest with you.
Lastly, away from yourself, you're not involved in this beef. Frank Warren and Carl Froch really going at it.
I haven't seen the ones from yesterday, but probably getting a little bit personal now.
It's over the stuff in Saudi Arabia. Froch was, talking about the culture within Saudi Arabia around boxing, and Frank and yourself are all over His Excellency. But that's what the comments were.
Do you know what I'll say is, I'll be honest with you. How can I say this? Whether I liked His Excellency or not, I would be all over the plans in Saudi Arabia, because it's massive opportunities for our fighters, the business and the sport. His Excellency, and there will be some people say, oh, you're just saying that, he's so funny, right? He's such good company. His energy is so invigorating. He takes the mickey out of people, out of me, out of Tyson, out of he arrives today or tomorrow. I can't wait to see him in a team, because the way they make things happen is quite unbelievable in this space. And the energy that he has, he'll send me a promo, or yesterday they sent me the first draft of the film of the 5v5. Wait till you see it. It's unbelievable. So Carl is right. Like, we are in it for our fighters. We're in it for the money. We're in it for the sport. But the fact is that we're all very fond of him. And I know people who watch this going, yeah. But, I think we all, and I say we all, obviously you got Spencer and you got the Warrens and you got me. We consider him a friend. And we have a huge amount of respect for him, not just the fact of the opportunities he's giving the sport, our fighters and us, but we are all loving the experience. And I never thought I'd say it, but I'm loving the experience of working with Queensbury. And the 5v5 that will be announced on Monday, topped by Bivol Beterbiev, is the best card you've ever seen, top to bottom with Bivol Beterbiev. It's unbelievable. And I cannot wait to get out to Riyadh on May the 18th for Fury Usyk, and I cannot wait for the 5v5 just 2 weeks later. It's unbelievable. And, again, not putting words in your mouth, when you go to Riyadh, how much do you enjoy the trip?
I don't want to come back.
I know. And I love it. I love it out there. And I love the experience of working with His Excellency, and I'm loving what is happening to boxing right now, which is fights getting made.
Great note to end on. Thank you, Eddie.